Hey, Henrik. Nice to meet you. Let's go inside and take a look.
Absolutely, welcome.
All right. This is a beautiful home.
Thank you so much.
Have you been here long?
Yes, about a year or so. So my wife and I have been doing a lot of renovation, mostly painting, and then also including the doors and updating the hardware. And we've come to realize that we really would like to explore exchanging or changing these hollow core doors to something more solid for two main reasons. One, just the feel of it, to have something that feels a bit more solid. And the second one is really around sound insulation, if it would reduce the sound coming obviously from the bathroom here. We have an office / guest room here, and also my daughter's bedroom is around the corner.
So any sound dampening would be a pro, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so you already called it out. You got a hollow core door here. This is a 6-panel. We could go with a solid core door. We can go with a solid wood door. I think a solid core would be the way to go. I'm happy to see you have 3 hinges on these interior doors, so that'll support the weight well. I think we could even change the design if we wanted to. You could go with a 1-panel, a 2-panel. Definitely easy to swap out. Want to show me the other door?
Yep, absolutely. So this is the last door to my daughter's bedroom.
All right, let's take a look. So we have the same hollow core. This is a 6-panel. Let's start off by measuring the door. And there's kind of 2 different ways to approach it, right? So I throw my tape on here, and this is about 29 3/4. In my terms, I'd probably call this a 2-6, 2 foot 6 inches, 2-6 for the width. And for the height, for me, I'm going to call this a 6-6. So I got a 2-6, 6-6 door, but you could also work off of inches as well. So there are some options when you go to buy a door. You can get just the door slab itself, or you can get a door already hung on the jamb. But if I get a pre-hung door, I'm going to have to pull the trim off both sides, right? I'm going to be throwing away a perfectly good jamb. Then I'm going to have to put the jamb in, shim it, trim it, paint it. So there's a lot of extra work here just to change the door slab. Would you want to change the style of this door at all?
Yeah, we've been thinking about the single panel.
Single panel, one long single panel, that would look sharp. All right, to get started, I'm going to drive these pins out. We're going to take this door over to the workbench.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get started by removing this handle here, and then I'll take the hinges off. So if you take that, just loosen those screws up, and we'll put those parts aside. Pull that out. And all right, here's your door slab, 2-6, 6-6. Single panel, shaker style, solid core. It's exactly what we needed. Here's the old one. Let's toss that on top. Okay. So I know that you have the bottom down there and I have the top up here. So that's important to keep that in mind. And as we look to the side here, you can see our old hinge locations. Now that we have these stacked on top and they're flush, I'm going to transfer that mark down to there.
Yep.
And then over here, we'll bore this hole for the lock set. So we can kind of make a reference mark here. All right, let's remove this old one.
Okay.
So just want to make sure we go back in the same spot as the old door because we want to reuse that existing strike plate that's on the jamb side. So I'm setting up this jig here. From the top down, I have about 43 3/16 to the top of my bore. And then for the back set, we have, if you check on the side here, we got 2 3/8 for our back set, and that's the distance from the edge of the door to the center of the hole. So what we're going to do, it's a hole saw, but this is a pretty thick door, 1 3/8. So we're going to go through as far as we can until the pilot bit pops out on the other side.
Yep.
And then we're going to flip it over and finish the cut from the other side so we don't get much blowout. And we're going to do our best to stay nice and square. All right, I'm going to use a 1-inch hole saw bit to drill a hole here in the door for our latch bolt. So I'm going to take this speed square here and I'm just going to line up the edge of that hinge there. To make our lives a lot easier when we got to mortise these hinges into the door, I have a quick little door buck that I made outside. So what we're going to do is bring the door over. You're going to drop it in, come a little bit closer to me, because we're going to want these cedar shims to pinch on the high point of this door. Take that, wedge that down into place, and now we can work right here waist tight instead of trying to work in front of our face. So for the hinges, you have a 3.5 inch hinge. I have this little jig here. It's actually a pretty affordable one. Comes with different plates, so you can do different style hinges, different sizes. But really easy to use. Has these little tabs here. Push that against the edge, and then we're going to go centered off of our reference marks, a little bit on that side and that side. So if you hold that right there for a sec. All right, nice fit.
Perfect.
Nice and flush. All right, to the next one. All right, so here is one side of the hinge. We're going to use this self-centering drill bit, and we're just going to go right in the middle, push down, drill a hole.
Okay. Thank you.
Grab your next hinge off that pile. If you want to keep going, I'll follow behind you with the hinges. Roll that up to you. I'll go down. I'll drive the pins in. I'm going to start at the bottom. Okay. Right there. Perfect. Nice.
Awesome.
All right. Right now, let's put on our handle set here. So let's start with this latch. Okay. All right. So we have our locking handle set here. So that's going to go on that side, right?
Yep.
Okay. Side. There. So we always started by hand, just to make sure that we get those threads in contact, and we're not going to cross thread anything. All right, I'll let you do the honors.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, let's give this one a test. Nice.
Looks
Easy
good.
open, easy close.
Yep,
Reveals are
perfect.
all good, but a little bit of homework for you, all right?
Okay.
So they come with a coat of primer, but we did a little bit of woodworking around it. So prime any of the cuts that we made, and then 2 coats of finish.
Yep.
And you're good to go.
Perfect. Two
right.
coats it is.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Everything
welcome.
looks amazing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.